This time, we're going native. Our homeowners have a landscape that's oh so natural.
Is there any nice way to say weeds? I don't think so.
They're looking for something informal that'll still look good.
Native plants. You know, I really love gardening with native plants.
But one homeowner's extremely involved with the project.
There's a fairly prominent mound in the middle here.
Will our designer keep his cool?
Is this right? Is this right? Can we change this?
It's all a part of this very natural curb appeal. Bob Seuss and Caroline Bopp are German through and through. She was born in Munich.
I grew up in these kind of outfits.
He's an American of German descent.
I remember getting lost in Disneyland wearing lederhosen.
They met 6 years ago at this very same German festival. Now they're married and live in this all-American house. Happy ending to an immigrant's tale? Sure, all except for that little curb appeal issue. Weeds, weeds, more weeds. Old school front door, no front path, no decoration, no charm. What do you guys really want to get out of this? Like, what do you want the house to look like?
I'd like the front yard to reflect a natural California landscape.
And now with the baby, we have less time. We want to spend more time with the baby and
Sure.
less in the yard with yard work.
Exactly.
So we need something that's low maintenance too.
I hear you, but you know, we have a good designer who really likes working with native plants of the area, and we seem to have a lot of work to do, so I think we should just get started.
Okay,
Great.
let's do it.
Let's go.
I see bunch grasses and native wildflowers. Hi,
Designer Michael Loftus has already been coming up with ideas for this project.
Great. This house has really terrific mid-century modern geometry, so we're going to play off of that. We're going to take the rectilinear forms and bring them into the landscape, and then soften the whole thing with a palette of California natives. Everywhere across the country and across the world has plants that were indigenous to that region, and I think what we really need to start doing as gardeners, homeowners, and designers is really capitalizing on those native plants, because native plants evolve in an area and they're sure to thrive there. So I think it's a perfect fit just about anywhere.
We're really happy that you think like that.
Great. When I first saw your house, I thought, you know, this house would look really great in tones of coffee, you know, from cafe au lait to latte. I've looked at some garage doors that I think would look really good on your house that are made up of glass panels with aluminum in between.
Yes.
The overall goal here is to really play up the architectural elements of the house and just pop the forms. We might be able to somehow put in kind of a glass door so you have a nice glass facade. So from the street, the house says, "Look at me."
Before long, Michael's figured out a design. On the house, a coffee lover's dream paint job to give the place dimension. A new garage door will break up the surfaces with steel and frosted glass. At the front entry, a modern glass door to let in a lot of light. The landscape plan will add more geometric elements. In front of the door, modern pavers. And across the front, a straight path edged in aluminum for a contemporary feel. And at the end of the path, a bench. At the top of the path, a round terracotta sphere as a focal point. On the other side of the driveway, a small courtyard with stone and wood walls will surround another garden focal point for interest all across the yard. Finally, a landscape of boulders and native plants in a natural rocky layout.
Carolyn will be on vacation in Germany for 5 weeks, so I'm going to have a lot of time on my hands.
You think you're gonna keep him busy?
Sure, he'll be very busy.
Okay.
Bob's obviously a man of action. Right away, he's taking down the plum tree that's been hiding the front of the house.
He's good with so many things, landscaping, chainsaw, mortar, you know, you name it.
But you're also saying he's a perfectionist.
That's true.
Is that gonna get in the way?
Well, you know, he drove our last contractor nuts. But I think it's gonna get done and it's gonna be beautiful.
Well, Michael's pretty laid back, so hopefully they'll balance each other out, right?
I hope so.
That's all we can hope for.
Yeah.
This is a sample of the brownstone I told you about.
The next day, Michael's gathered samples of the stone he wants to use in the garden. Next, the gang gets down to picking the paint.
This is one of the blues. I really wanted shades of coffee, and Bob liked the idea, but Carolyn wouldn't have it.
I want a blue house, and Michael suggests different kinds of colors, coffee and green, but I really want a blue house.
This one's a little more of a gray blue. It's not gonna give the house the pop that I would like.
Actually, it's a much different green.
So that's why I tried to sneak that green back in there again.
Kind of reminds me of baby food.
I think it works better with the brown and with the neighborhood overall.
I like the green, but some people are just blue house kind of people, you know?
Yeah, you know, it's, I would never paint my house blue.
Neither would I. But as long as you get the important kind of green at the end.
Right.
That's
I'll paint the house whatever color they want.
Exactly. Cha-ching.
This I got at an industrial recycle yard, and it's a core sample.
The next day, craftsperson Candace Workman has Bob's next assignment, a sculptural vase for the entry.
We're going to put it by the front door.
Oh, okay.
And we'll have this vase, which mimics the same shape and design.
They tape the vase and spray it with a frosting spray, an easy way to make the glass look sandblasted. And when the tape comes off, looking good. When we come back, Bob gets very busy.
He's taking this stuff seriously.
I'm sure I'm driving Michael crazy.
And a cool 50s style doormat. Are you sure you're not a perfectionist?
No, I'm a realist.
We're checking out native plants. The natives are getting restless. Next.
A house fire is one of the most frightening and devastating tragedies anyone can experience. If you're building a new home, protect it and your family with the next generation in fire safety, a home fire sprinkler system. In the time it takes the fire department to arrive on the scene, fire sprinklers can control and usually put out the fire. In fact, 90% of house fires are extinguished with just one sprinkler. Install home fire sprinklers and protect what you value most.
Most masks transform you on the outside, but this one transforms you from the inside out. New Olay Deep Cleansing Clay Mask. It unpacks your pores to detoxify like a facial, so you can unmask the pure you.
You don't have to leave civilization to find adventure. The 245 horsepower all-wheel drive Nissan Murano.
What am I demonstrating today?
You don't like ants either?
The fact is that ants can actually live underwater.
For how long?
Up to 14 days. You must find and treat the source. Thank you very much, all of you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
They hired a designer with vision.
I love it. Let's gut it.
A designer with style.
I was thinking this color blue for the family room. Huh? Huh?
A designer with one semester till graduation.
What do you mean she's still in school?
A design student's real-world final. It's Designer Finals on HGTV. Saturday nights at 9, 8 Central.
Wow, this is so cool.
You should see what's on HGTV. You should see.
Searching for bargains, coming away with that one-of-a-kind find. The Endless Yard Sale, still shopping. Sunday at 9, only on HGTV.
Left, right, left. Left, right. Oh, okay, left, right, hop, left. I'm with homeowner Bob Seuss, learning the fine art of German folk dancing.
Down, up.
Oh, there's no... I feel like Richard Simmons. Definitely harder than it looks.
They could use some practice,
Do you think
but...
there's some challenge?
I find my own escape route from failure. I'm not good at this German hokey pokey, but I know how to dance curb appeal. Dig. Sprinkler. Lawnmower. Michael decides it's time to escape the madness with a field trip to a local arboretum.
This is a really good example of the pathway fawns I want to use in your garden. In your place, what I want to use is a product you spray on that actually is a polymer.
So the pebbles won't fly away.
Right.
He shows them a native garden.
This is how I want to use the rock formations in your front garden.
Very nice.
It'll take a couple of years, obviously. Your garden's going to need to mature. It's not going to look like this immediately.
I like the stone the more I look at it.
Meanwhile, the crew's been hard at it, getting things ready for the new landscape. But once Bob starts prepping the house for paint,
My scraper went right through the wood paneling. It's going to be pretty pricey.
trust Curb Appeal to find a way to get his mind off his troubles.
This is made of cork, and we're supposed to draw 5 lines on here in a geometric pattern. Any
Any
pattern.
kind that we like?
Yeah, have at it.
It's going to be a cork doormat for the front porch. Right away, our perfectionist has ideas.
A ruler doesn't go completely across, so instead of going
I noticed that.
across the middle, just go across the side. Then we got it.
Okay.
That works.
That works.
I think he should do the lines.
I think so too.
All right, let me do a line.
Once the lines are down and everybody's happy, it's time for some color. We use the same paint that's going on the house.
I'm not happy with my work, but I think I can improve.
Is Bob a perfectionist around the house with you, like in everything?
He's trying to.
But you don't let him.
Wow, you have to put your foot down sometimes.
Hey, Carolyn's bringing this project down.
Okay, that's perfect in someone's world.
Carolyn, your work has a lot of character.
The next day, work's going on. New paneling to fix the dry rot problem.
What was innovative in the 50s has now really become a problem because this is no longer made. So our company manufactures siding, as you can see, that matches the groove pattern so that homeowners don't have to mix and match.
But all's not well with the path the crew put in.
This should slope up a little bit more. This should be about 1.5 inches higher right here.
It's pivoting here.
So we need to lift this area about 1/2 inch at least, and maybe it'll make up for this mound right here.
Okay, that didn't go so well.
But it's all something that can be resolved.
We can resolve this. We just have to spend a little time with it.
Yesterday, Bob set the posts for the courtyard fence that's going next to the driveway.
My husband, the perfectionist.
Yeah, I'm a
he wouldn't let anybody else do these posts because they are really, really critical to him.
I'm sure I'm driving Michael crazy and the landscaper, just as I drove the other contractors crazy who've done work on our house. But I'm constantly being told it can't be that perfect.
The next day, Carolyn and the baby are off, flying to Germany.
I'm really going to miss them. They're going to be gone for 5 weeks, and when they come back, the whole thing's going to be done. I really hope she'll like it.
So do you think it's a good thing to have one of the homeowners out of the loop?
Yeah, I think that'll definitely simplify the decision-making process a lot.
Yeah. Can you imagine if she was a perfectionist too?
I think she is.
It's pivoting here.
Uh-oh. Well, then it's a good thing.
Right, it's a good match, right?
Exactly.
Michael shows Bob how to build a low retaining wall that's going to create the back of the new courtyard seating area. And they survey the problems with the front path.
Did they compact it? This is pretty flush. How do you like this? I almost think we could have gone a little higher, but you think it's okay?
He seems to ask a lot of questions.
Yeah, you know, I get 4 or 5 phone calls a day usually.
And then here, between here and here, I'm going to raise it a little bit.
When we come back, what's a trash can doing in our landscape?
This is a great low-cost garden idea.
Plus, Bob's going for greatness.
People think I'm crazy when they see the extent of detail that I take it to.
Put it here. Okay. No, never mind. Put it over here.
We're creating a modern masterpiece.
Where?
Right here.
Next.
In the corner. Perfect.
You sure?
Yes.
Yeah, heard that before.
She's fun, stylish, and always original. She's Candace Olsen. Divine Design, tomorrow night at 9, only on HGTV.
The Sharp Aquos Liquid Crystal Television. Suddenly, there's more to see.
Season after season, you depend on your car. So this fall, make sure you depend on the people who know it best to keep it running stronger, performing better, to keep it genuine. With genuine Ford and Lincoln Mercury parts and service. Our factory-trained technicians know exactly what your car needs at a price you'll like. Get a Motorcraft Tested Tough Plus battery, just $59.95. Only at Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealerships. Genuine parts, genuine service. Genuine peace of mind.
You want extra? You want it now? You've got 3 days to get it at Sears. Looking for home appliances? Look at it this way. Use your Sears card and save an extra 10% off all home appliances. Looking for even more? Ask about our 0% financing options.
Let's go shopping.
Why search anywhere else? Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Things get cooler in the fall, especially with an extra 10% off. So shop the good life. Sears. Good life, great price.
I'm sure the wheel is good for hauling rocks, but not so much for catching Japanese game shows.
And in 5,000 years, the wheel's biggest upgrade is getting covered by rubber. Compare that to cable. HD TV, movies on demand, high-speed internet access.
Conclusion, cable is simply better than the wheel.
Find out all the ways that cable is better at onlycablecan.com.
On Sienna, let's go ride. 2 side doors, look inside. 3 row seats, we're seat hopping. 4 disc brakes, now we're stopping. 5 speeds forward, we are moving. 3.6 engine takes us zooming. Room for 7, all our friends. Room for 8, it just depends. 9 neat colors, one's for you. 10 great speakers, crank 'em, dude.
The Toyota Sienna. Count on it.
It's a digital camera. The best part is you get to see the picture right after you shoot it.
Come on, everybody, right here by the picnic table.
Hey, kids, come on. We're going to take a picture.
Let me get the chips off that face.
All right, now let's see some smiles. Grandma, tell them a joke. You know, with this digital camera, it's easy to make sure you get the picture.
But how do you get prints?
Well, same way you do when you turn your film in. Same place, same way. All right,
now you can order your digital prints online. You can pick them up at Marin Filmworks or have them mailed to you at home. It's your choice at Marin Filmworks.
There's way too much of a hole underneath here.
Homeowner Bob Seuss is hard at work fixing his path.
I don't mind. It's a lot of fun. I wish it was done right in the first place, but what are you going to do? If you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. This used to teeter. Now it's even. That's the way I wanted it.
Turns out Bob's perfectionist tendencies have been fueled by the neighborhood.
It's a small little cul-de-sac back here, so I guess the neighbors are a little concerned about what's going to happen to the facade of the houses back here. So they have a comment to make about every little thing we're doing.
Meanwhile, another drama's been unfolding. Call it the search for the perfect brown.
It's really been tough deciding on what shade of brown.
I think picking the brown on the house was one of the most labor-intensive color processes I've ever had.
Do we want to go with a shade, a really dark brown, so that it matches better with the blue?
We must have gone through at least 5 or 6 different browns.
Do we want to go with more of a warm color? Do we want more of a reddish tone?
I've never worked with a homeowner who's been quite so right in the middle of everything.
If there's ground coming from here to here, at least right here we need something.
Is this right? Is this right? Can we change this?
So the gravel's coming in on Tuesday?
A lot of phone calls with Bob. A lot of checking and rechecking.
Level-wise, I mean, it's important that these natives not be submerged, right?
Luckily, the plants have arrived. All California natives that'll thrive with almost no maintenance in this hot front yard. The original plan was to put in a new glass garage door, but Bob and Carolyn decided they just couldn't afford it. Michael's come up with an idea to spray frost the windows above the garage with the same stuff we used on the glass face project.
You want spray frost?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Frosted windows would match the new frosted door that just arrived.
I want to be able to see through it. Yeah. You can't see through them anyway. How much time do you spend sitting in the garage looking at the hills?
Oh, I just have so much time on my hands.
With the decision left up in the air, Bob moves on to planting. He's got some 300 natives to put in their new home.
It's been a lot of fun because I really enjoy doing this kind of work.
Carolyn's long visit to Germany is almost over. It's been 4 weeks without his wife and daughter.
She's just 9 months old, and every week she makes a development. Every day she changes, and I'm missing that, and that's really what's getting to me more than anything else.
The next day, Michael's hard at work, building a cool modern fence for the courtyard seating area, and with a trashy idea for a garden focal point.
So we're gonna have about 3 inches of the can underground and about 2 inches above ground.
The idea is to make a stand for a terracotta sphere. Michael wants to match the aluminum bender board that gives the pathway its modern look. At the same time, some stylish hardware showed up for the door.
This lever actually comes with a smaller rose, and as you can see when it's on the door, it's a lot cleaner look and actually shows off the lever quite a bit more.
Michael puts up a new house number he's designed himself, and a mailbox with a sleek look. Next comes a porch light for more modern style. And what about the frosting on the garage windows?
Our homeowners decided that if you wanted to get a little bit of view, you can get of those hills over there from inside the garage. So, no frost.
How's that song go again? Michael can't always get what he wants? Well, this project's almost done, and Carolyn's due back any time, so Bob's got to be pretty nervous about getting her reaction.
When we come back, we'll all get to see this one-of-a-kind modern concoction. A natural landscape blowing in the wind. Next.
Get the basics on buying and selling your home. Log on to hgtv.com/real estate to learn how to get your home in tip-top sale shape, manage the building process, or secure a loan. And for more on home financing and mortgage options, visit Wachovia, an equal housing lender, only at hgtv.com/real estate.
This portion of Curb Appeal brought to you by Wachovia.
Lots of room and plenty of sunshine.
Once they're done looking at houses, the Stantons will meet with their Wachovia mortgage specialist, who will help them choose the mortgage that makes sense for them. Once they move in, they'll build a nice, tall fence. Talk to a Wachovia mortgage specialist today.
The moment I wake up, I reach for my smiley face cup and get a little pour from you. Forever and ever, you'll be in my fridge and I will drink you. Forever and ever, together we live. To be without you would mean pouring black coffee for me.
Put some delight in your cup with the sweet, creamy flavor of International Delight.
I'm the kind of person that sort of spreads the word when I find something good. Stein Mart is the place that I go to seriously shop. The prices are great and everything's cute, hip, happening. No one would ever know I didn't pay full price. Shh.
So, you tell your friends about Stein Mart?
Of course. As girls, we have to look out for each other. They have kids' things, they have men's things. Usually when I go there, I find things that I didn't know that I needed, but I have to have. Did I mention my earrings?
Stein Mart. Once you go, you get it.
And I've got about 10 things that I gotta go back and get.
Season after season, you depend on your car, so this fall make sure you depend on the people who know it best. To keep it running stronger, performing better, to keep it genuine. With genuine Ford and Lincoln Mercury parts and service, our factory-trained technicians know exactly what your car needs at a price you'll like. Get the works, an oil change, tire rotation, inspection, and more, just $34.95 or less. Only at Ford and Lincoln Mercury dealerships. Genuine parts, genuine service, genuine peace of mind.
Tomorrow night on back-to-back episodes of House Hunters, Shannon loves her place, but it's a little big for one person.
I really look forward to living in a smaller home.
Which one of these smaller homes fits her style? Then, Dean wants to look for a new house, but he's a little busy.
It's difficult to actually work myself in as a client.
House Hunters, tomorrow night beginning at 10 on HGTV.
Next, a 50s tract home gets a makeover on Curb Appeal. Then at 11, it's Home to Go, tonight only on HGTV.
Get more great ideas from Curb Appeal on hgtv.com.
It's been a long road with a lot of hard work for everyone involved, except for me. Bob did say he saved thousands of dollars doing the work himself. And Michael, well, I think he turned out to be a perfectionist too.
When we started Bob Seuss and Carolyn Bopp's house, the plants were native all right, they had that weedy appeal. The challenge? Come up with a natural landscape that would go with the modern house. Well, the transformation's final, and you can't get much more natural than this. Plants blowing in the wind, a rocky place that seems to have just happened. Spheres and focal points scattered throughout. It's a subtle, real-looking place that ties in great with the clean lines of the house. Before, the entry wasn't working, an old door and no pathway to the front. Now, the red door adds modern color, and the mailbox and light work to dress up the place. The front walkway was a labor of, well, perfectionism for Bob, but it turned out just right. Clean, contemporary-looking pathways, a granite bench to hang out on, and on the other side of the yard, a cool courtyard area that adds a whole new room to the garden. Michael even built a bench in here so there's another place to relax outdoors. Carolyn's coming home from the airport just in time to take in her brand new front yard.
As I was driving up from the airport, I was thinking, there's some expectations of how I react.
I was a little anxious to see how she would feel. Okay. What do you think?
It looks amazing.
When she first got out, her reaction was a little subdued. And probably because there's so many different elements, she didn't know what to react to first.
Let's look at them. And the sphere looks great.
I was a little nervous. I didn't know if that was negative or just thinking.
And the house color, man, I love that blue. Oh man, that looks so much better than before. It looks fantastic.
As she kept going through the landscape, she got a lot more positive.
You did a great job, baby. I'm very, very proud of you. Are you proud of Papa?
When she told me how well she liked it, of course, it made up for the past 6 weeks of daily work that I've been doing on this, so that was great to hear.
Well, I'm glad that now we're not kind of like the ugly duckling in this cul-de-sac. You're the nicest yard in town. Oh, I'm so amazed. It really makes me proud to live in this house. And I look at the bench and I think, is this a pillow? It looks like a pillow.
Doesn't it? With that bullnose edge on the stone?
Yeah. Michael is a great guy. He has a great vision.
It was a gift from God that we had Michael on this project. There were elements that I didn't even want to have done because we couldn't afford it, and he said, don't worry, I'll do it myself. I am a perfectionist, and I tend to chime in a little too much when other people are doing their work and insist on an accuracy that may be unrealistic, and I worry about that sometimes. It turned out Michael's a perfectionist as well.
The work and the effort that he puts in is fantastic.
So I have to ask, were you a perfectionist before you got here, or did Bob rub off on you? Because the amount of time you put into this project and the attention you paid to everything in terms of coming back and building things they couldn't afford to unless you did it for your time and effort. I mean, you really gave it your all.
Well, the thing about this project was it was so tight. It's a very contemporary design that if you removed any one element because it wouldn't fit in the budget, it would really throw off the whole design. If you didn't have the wooden wall separating the courtyard, and the whole courtyard would just be opened up to the driveway and everywhere else. So,
So you are a perfectionist?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, you make a perfectionist seem like a good thing. Mr. Perfection, is this place good enough? Can it ever be?
Works for me.
Really?
Absolutely.
Wow, and what about the perfectionist second in command?
I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And you?
Well, I think he should be happy. He has the perfect vibe, the perfect baby, in the perfect house. So how good can it get?
What exactly? What more can be said, right? Yeah. Well, I think that's a wrap. Down and up. Laying the papers. Down and up.
Wow.
Wait, he's
Papers
Saturday
up.
Night Fever.
Oh, it's curb appeal.
Michael, you're not laying the papers.
I built a fence.
How about checking the level? But you gotta concentrate.
So actually my favorite is client pays the bill.
Today, we're giving an old rancher a new outlook. This 1950s tract home's looking a little too much like Grandma lives here.
No grandma here, just the glamour.
Modernizing for curb appeal.
It definitely has appeal. I don't know what kind of appeal.
Contemporary touches, coping with change.
It's going to be a tough decision.
It's all part of the artistic process we like to call curb appeal. Leslie and Barry Friedman are proud parents. Their son Donovan spins records for a living. Sometimes they come out to show parental support.
That's called a train wreck.
No. Yep, they love the nightlife. And by day, they worship the sun.
Pretty good, babe.
Out back, the house is just their style, an airy contemporary home on the water. But the front looks like Heidi moved into a tract home. The lawn looks like someone cares about it, but the wood paneling, cottagey decor, and that swooping peaked roofline are just a little too cute for our homeowners.
This is a track area from back in the 50s, and about every third, fourth house has that peaked roof or long eave. And
we want to cut it off.
We want to cut it off, yes.
That'll be a big change.
That would be a big change.
Yeah, I think that'll be drastic. It'll make it stand out and look different.
It's done a lot of work inside.
Yeah.
It's much more contemporary inside, and the outside is more cottagey, cutesy.
And change is good.
Change is definitely good. You guys are a
change is
modern,
good.
contemporary couple. I mean, I hear you going to the club still.
Well, we do.
Yeah, we're pretty,
Yeah? Well, we have a designer who can bring it up to date for you. You ready to meet him?
You bet.
Yeah. Is he a good designer?
He's the best.
The best?
All right.
One of the best.
Morning.
Hey, good morning.
You know, there's a contemporary house in there somewhere.
We're waiting to see it.
It's hiding,
think
but it's
there
in
is
there.
too.
Landscape designer Ludwig Tauscher simply goes by the nickname Ludi. He says simplicity's gonna be the key to making this house more modern.
I'm basically thinking about simplifying it, making it more elegant, modern, to match the character of the back of the house.
This project's personal too, because he grew up in a very similar house on a lagoon.
So, in essence, I'll be able to redo my childhood. It'll be a great experience for me.
And we have the bricks at the bottom too.
Yeah,
And that's like every house, you know, has the bricks in the front.
I'm with you on that.
So there probably really is a modern house underneath all this stuff.
Yeah.
There's a rumor in there somewhere.
Ludi's got a feel for what Leslie and Barry are after, so he quickly starts coming up with a plan. First up, nix the swooping eave to give the house a simpler, modern feel. Ludi wants to keep just the top gable to help accent the front window. Now that the window has some attention-grabbing detail, he wants to take away the cottage-style shutters and shelves, replacing them with simple trim instead. Then, he wants to strip off the wood paneling on the facade and cover it, including the brick, with smooth stucco. This matches what's already on the rest of the house for a more consistent look. Ludi also wants to extend the concrete walk to the sidewalk with simple, modern squares. That'll help make this recessed entry feel more connected to the street. Finally, Ludi plans on filling the front beds with a soft new landscape. So what do you think of what he's got planned?
Yeah, I think the basic plan looks good.
Yeah?
I think it has potential.
It sure does. Potential?
Yeah.
Potential.
He's one of the best.
We hear you.
That's what you
We
told
hear you.
us.
One of the
Yeah.
best.
One of them.
The next day, it's time to simplify this house. The shutters come off, the wood panels too. Then off comes that sloping overhang. Ludi says when it comes to contemporary style, it's all about 3 little words.
Less is more.
Less is more. Note to self, less is more. Then, the crew takes out the concrete walk that connects the driveway to the entryway. The new walk's gonna go out to the sidewalk to make the house feel more inviting. Next, the crew preps the siding for the stucco that's gonna go up later. A little while later, Leslie and Barry come out to see the progress.
Looks like a cave in here. Oh my gosh.
Feels like a war zone. Oh, goodness gracious.
It's looking kind of gray and dingy right now. Got a lot of chicken wire.
Chicken wire's in.
Ooh la la.
I think it's got curb appeal right now.
Well, I think it definitely has appeal. I don't know what kind of appeal. And you know, that blank wall doesn't even look
Doesn't look that bad.
that terrible.
It doesn't look terrible. Well, I'll take that for now.
That's why you're one of the best. Later on, it's time to stucco the facade and pour the concrete walk. I don't get this. Why is it not one whole walkway? Why is it broken up?
Well, basically, we're just sort of repeating a pattern that we're thinking about putting at other parts of the facade to emphasize the entrance. And this will be a good way to do that.
The next day, the crew does a quick fix on this water spout. Remember this hose hanging out in front of the house? Convenient, maybe, but it doesn't do a lot for curb appeal. By moving the spout inside the garage, the hose will be easy to get to, and it'll be out of sight.
Got some help here for you.
Help? It all goes back to one thing. Ludi gives me a subtle reminder.
The Friedman's house is going through some big changes. It already looks like a different house. And Ludi won't let me forget, less is more.
Up next, modern art for a modern makeover.
I kind of like this one too. It's very artsy.
Checking out the art of paint, and Leslie ups the class with brass.
I love gold.
Of course, you're a glam mom.
Yeah.
We're soaking up more curb appeal next.
Build your own collection of remarkable rooms. Visit Designer's Portfolio at hgtv.com and save the styles you like best. Only on America's favorite home and garden website.
Given its elegant design, solid brass construction, and anti-pick engineering, you can understand why some people don't stop with just the front door. Kwikset, America's #1 selling lock set. The beauty of strength. Surround yourself in sunshine with windows from MI Home Products, the official windows of the sun.
Ty Pennington here. It's Saturday, and you know what that means.
Wallace family, we're going to Sears.
This is the good life.
Smile.
Mom Saturday. Dad Saturday. Saturday.
This is the good life. Come on and dream the American
Girl Saturday.
dream. This is the good life.
Captain Saturday. Now that's a Saturday. Sears. Come shop the good life.
Given its titanium strengthened components, elegant design, and anti-pick engineering, you can understand why some people don't stop with just the front door. Kwikset, America's #1 selling lock set. The beauty of strength.
Tomorrow night on Weekend Warriors. He's tired of this plain patio.
Get rid of it.
Giving it a facelift. Does back-breaking work. Will they ever figure it out?
Did someone put a patio on top of a patio? I can't believe this.
An all-new Weekend Warriors, tomorrow night at 8 on HGTV.
Tomorrow night on back-to-back episodes of House Hunters, Shannon loves her place, but it's a little big for one person.
I really look forward to living in a smaller home.
Which one of these smaller homes fits her style? Then, Dean wants to look for a new house, but he's a little busy.
It's difficult to actually work myself in as a client.
House Hunters, tomorrow night beginning at 10 on HGTV.
While work goes on in front of Leslie and Barry Friedman's ranch-style home, Leslie has me out back catching some rays.
I do think you're going to need some lotion, Bill, because you're pretty fair.
Oh, pretty fair. That's an understatement.
2, 4, 6, 8. You need 30, dude. You know, sunbathing's an art.
It is.
It's definitely an art.
Just like your house?
Just like our house, you bet.
But less is more. Except when it comes to sunscreen.
Later on, after the peak sun hours are over, designer Ludi Tauscher takes Leslie and Barry to an art gallery for some modern inspiration.
Right? It's light. And look at these colors. The canvases had a lot of wonderful colors that just feel real calming. And we're actually thinking of going with some of those color schemes on our house. I really like this gold bronze color, I think.
The warmer color?
I don't know, it's calm, it's alluring. I like the earthy tones, warm colors.
Like a nice tan.
Yeah, the colors are sort of like a suntan.
A few days later, Ludi checks on the house with Barry.
Oh my gosh, wow. It looks great. Yeah, the lines are right.
The roofline looks a lot simpler now, and the stucco and concrete walk are giving the house a modern vibe. So far, Ludi's scoring big points with Leslie.
Little
so
different,
good.
huh?
Oh, it looks fantastic.
Yeah, I think so too.
So you're going with this gray color, are you?
But I don't think we like the gray.
No.
I think we still want brown. I think we want
a
the gray.
finished product.
They still have to pick paint color, and they've been trying samples on the side of the house.
It's really confusing because there are so many colors and so many browns.
So it's time for our designer to help out and weigh in.
Well, I'm curious to hear both of your opinions before I give you mine.
Oh,
No, I'm playing cagey. I'm playing cagey.
Geez. I'm leaning a little bit to the lightest side.
I think I might like something like this for the house and this for the trim.
After a heart-to-heart with Ludi, they all come up with a paint scheme they feel good about.
We do.
The body of the house is gonna be a light tan, and a darker brown will go on the base to ground it. Ludi wants the rest of the trim to be white for a clean, contemporary look. And he wants to stain the driveway and front walk brown to tie the gray concrete into the rest of the design. Now it's time to finish work on the facade. Wood trim goes up around the windows.
You don't have to necessarily change the window completely. You can just put a different trim on it.
And it looks completely different, more substantial. The next day, the paint goes up. The white trim, tan body, and a dark brown along the foundation. When it's done, Ludi checks it out.
The sides of the base color could be finished here with some more brown, but that's a minor detail. This is looking really good.
Today, craftsman Scott Davely's here with some nice additions. He's made metal tree sleeves.
There we go.
Oh, that's great. That'll really finish it off. We've got these tree guards that sort of extend out the territory of the whole landscape and brings out the house a little bit further, closer to the street.
Hey guys!
Leslie's home from work, full of sunshine for her designer.
It is coming along.
It is.
Today she's got to make a decision about some sculptures. Ludi really wants to play up the modern theme in the entryway, so he's asked Scott to bring along some of his artwork. There's Cara.
It took me a year to make. It's made out of Portuguese pink marble.
And No Name.
The second piece, our tenant brought a crowbar from the dump. That's the bent piece. And I had the two bolts which came from the dump, and I just, oh, this goes together. That took a day.
Leslie's leaning toward Cara.
This one's nice. This one's long, you know, and it really would fill the space nicely, but the color, I'm just not sure.
I tend to think you're right. What we could do is we could create a stand for the sculpture so that it's a little bit more at eye level.
And then there's a contemporary light. Ludi thinks the curves would look great hanging above Cara.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
I'm glad you talked us into it.
Oh, good.
Barry's home, and he's got opinions too.
I kind of like this one too.
You like the blue?
It's very artsy.
The Friedmans are also getting new garage doors, and they're talking with overhead door specialist Rudy Ramirez about options for the windows. They've got a few choices when it comes to the windows, plain or pattern.
So it's the Mission or the Plain.
We can bring it in with a Mission. If that doesn't work for you, we just pop it out. We'll bring some obscure glass with us.
That sounds like a great idea.
We just swap it right out.
But there's one thing Leslie's thinking about: privacy.
Just because sometimes we walk into the garage very scantily dressed and put the light on, and don't want to have to worry.
So far, this project's been moving along without a hitch, except for one thing.
Most people thought we had the best lawn in the neighborhood.
Or at least on the block.
Anyway, but unfortunately, with all the work that was done, it did get covered with a lot of cement.
While Barry contemplates his lawn, Ludi tries out some brass fixtures on the house. It's a metal you see more often on traditional homes, but Leslie's gotta have it.
I like gold. Anything as long as it's gold on our house.
Nothing but quality.
Nothing but quality.
High class.
High class all the way, you bet.
Our golden girl. So the house is getting some gold accessories to match Leslie, and with the new paint, it's got a tan like Leslie. I see a theme developing here. Just ahead, Barry gets out the power tools.
Oh, you're good at this.
Leslie gets artistic.
Although abstract is pretty good. I think I'm good at abstract.
and the driveway gets some drama.
I'm not sure yet.
When Curb Appeal continues.
She's fun, stylish, and always original. She's Candace Olsen. Divine Design, tomorrow night at 9, only on HGTV.
They hired a designer with vision.
I love it. Let's gut it.
A designer with style.
I was thinking this color blue for the family room. Huh? Huh?
A designer with 1 semester till graduation.
What do you mean she's still in school?
A design student's real-world final. It's Designer Finals on HGTV. Saturday nights at 9, 8 Central.
Wow, this is so cool.
You should see what's on HGTV. You should see.
Only Lowe's has the entire line of sinks, toilets, and tubs from Jacuzzi, the #1 brand in America. Jacuzzi is the only jetted tub with Power Pro jets, an innovative way to massage your entire body. And when it comes to brand name faucets like Delta and Price Pfister, Lowe's has the largest selection in the country. And Lowe's promises low prices every day. Guarantee. Lowe's, improving home improvement.
Get a $100 gift card free when you buy any Jacuzzi Whirlpool tub of $1,000 or more.
We're Geldwin, and for more than 40 years, we've been making reliable windows and doors. Very scary. Very secure. Big remodeling project complete. Big sale on heaters and fans. Guaranteed to reign. Guaranteed to last. Comfort, security, dependability. Geldwin Windows and Doors. Reliability for real life.
Enter HGTV's Great Fall Fix-Up, and you could win $100,000 to completely redo your home. You could even win a new Subaru. Brought to you by Subaru, Dutch Boy Paints, and these national sponsors. Enter at HGTV.com or by mail today.
Can I borrow that thing?
Continental Jewelers in Nevada.
She's a mother, she's a sister, she's a friend. She is a woman touched by breast cancer, and she's described in a poem that appears on Philosophy Unforgettable Shower Gel. When you buy this product on QVC, all net proceeds go to breast cancer research and awareness programs. As the poem says, she is you, she is me, she is unforgettable. Give hope to everyone touched by breast cancer with Philosophy Unforgettable Shower Gel.
Sunday, October 3rd on QVC and QVC.com.
There's only so much home improvement you can do in a day, so homeowner Barry Friedman's helping me out with my golf game. Yeah, but where's Leslie? Why isn't she out here?
Leslie's out shopping. I think she's with Ludi. Isn't this better? This
You
is
bet.
more fun.
A little while later, Leslie's back from shopping with Ludi, ready to do some work. Ludi's decided he wants a painting in the front entry to match the sculpture. So he's asked artist Julie Schlepnick to come up with a low-cost creation.
What we did first is paint the canvas the color of the house, and we're just going to do an abstract painting of the front of the house.
Sort of like a museum of modern art, you know, and you stand in front of those paintings and you wonder, what am I missing here?
Okay, so I know I don't totally understand art, but how does the painting look like the house?
Well, it doesn't really. It's just sort of an abstract painting incorporating some of the style elements of the house. A welcome painting instead of a welcome map.
Later, Leslie's come up with a quote for Julie to paint in calligraphy. When the painting's finished, Julie will coat it with a weatherproof varnish. Next up, a welcome mat made with the help of craftswoman Candace Workman. She marks out the borders.
I'm gonna trace the macaroni box.
And sprays brown paint to match the house.
And I'm not normally a crafty sort of person, but this was actually pretty easy.
Then, Candace is going to give the brass house numbers a more modern look. Candace picked up a plastic memorabilia holder to mount the numbers in. Now it's Barry's turn to go to work.
Oh, you're good at this.
That's good. You don't want to be too good with those tools, though. You might have to do a lot more.
Then it's time for the lights to go up. The elliptical one for the front entry, and boxier ones for the garage. Brass hardware, naturally, for our gold-loving homeowner. The next day, painter Herman Schweitzer is tackling the driveway.
Today we are staining this ugly gray concrete.
But they still have to pick a color. Leslie goes for a warm brown that looks like it'll match the house. But Ludy's not around, she's on her own.
Yeah, this is a solo cruise control today.
So?
I'm not sure yet. I think it has to dry a little bit. It's a little dark. I hope my husband gets home soon.
Time passes, and the stain begins to dry a lighter color.
Oh God, why is change so hard? Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's really good.
The next day, the concrete's dried the perfect shade of brown. Ludy's here to plant, and the Friedmans are heading to work.
Bye now. As you get ready to enter the new chapter of your life.
Get out of here. Go
you
on.
are now a year 2000
Go to work.
house.
Go to work.
First, they demo the old lawn with the sod cutter and take out some plants, cutting back a few too. Ludy's brought the beds out for more curbs, and he's planting new tropicals, Leslie and Barry's favorites. Weeping bamboo to wave in the wind, along with gardenia and mock orange for fragrance, primroses and daffodils for color. A simple garden with different kinds of leaf colors and textures for interest. Then the new garage door goes up. It has smaller windows that go with some of the other boxy shapes around the house.
In this home, the garage door accounts for maybe 30 or 40% of the exterior, so you really want to make sure that the door not only blends in with the home, but there are some nice architectural elements to the door.
We're down to the last bits. Paint for the window trim, new sod, and the front entry gets finished off. Our modern sculpture, a great-looking welcome mat, and a welcome painting.
Voila!
Last but not least, a touch of gold. We've made some big changes to this little tract home, even giving it a modern feel, plus modern art. You'll get to see our little curb appeal masterpiece when we come back, so stick around. We'll show you how less really is more. From a new facade to simple accents, you're gonna love this modern makeover. Next.
3 designers, 3 plans. Only one can survive.
I know which one I want.
Designers Challenge, tomorrow at 9:30 on HGTV.
Dig gardening shows but can't get enough? Turn to DIY, the Do-It-Yourself Network, and get more with shows like Fresh from the Garden, Waterscapes,
Would you like to add a slice of tranquility to your backyard?
and Growing Roses.
I'm going to show you an easy trick.
We're sure to nurture your green thumb. Only on DIY, the Do-It-Yourself Network, from the people who bring you HGTV, Food Network, and Fine Living. To find out more, visit DIYnetwork.com.
Next, we give a tiny apartment a bold makeover on Home to Go. Then at 11:30, it's Smart Design, tonight only on HGTV.
If you're a client of Morgan Stanley, we think it's important for you to understand exactly what you're investing in and how it fits in your overall financial plan, and that this is a conversation we should keep having over time. Because our relationship is about more than investing your money. It's about helping you gain a full understanding of your investments together. To learn more about what we're doing to help individual investors succeed, visit morganstanley.com.
See you later, kids.
Aunt Karen, what's for dinner?
You haven't eaten?
Every day has a flavor of its own. Today's is Hormel fully cooked beef roast.
Oh, I can do this.
Real meals you make in minutes that taste like they took all day.
Hi, kids.
Mom, you're wrong. Aunt Karen's a great cook.
Make the day delicious. Today's flavor, Hormel.
Oh my gosh, you will not believe what I got.
So, where'd you get it?
Steinmart. Beautiful clothes, casual clothes, funky clothes, decorative vases, shoes, handbags. Have to have one for every outfit. Beautiful jewelry, really cool watches, unique gifts, things for your house, awesome accessories, silk plants, great towels, even bath and body stuff. And then you can even get stuff for your husband.
Oh, really?
Once in a while.
Steinmart. Once you go, you get it.
I mean, hello. Saved a ton of money.
Honey, we're gonna be late.
I'm coming.
Where's my fedora?
In the closet next to the loafers.
What about my air horn?
In the fourth drawer down in the dresser.
Let's go. Here, let's do this.
For the best view of the game, get an LG TV. Right now, buy any LG television, audio, or video product and pay absolutely nothing for 18 months. LG, the planet's leader in flat panel television. Life's good.
Leslie and Barry Friedman wanted the front of their house to match their modern style. So did we turn their run-of-the-mill tract home into a curb appeal original? Take a look. Before we got started, Barry and Leslie's house looked like a cutesy cottage, really different from the contemporary feel out back. So landscape designer Ludi Tauscha took on the job and stripped this house to the bare bones. They refined, painted, planted, and put on some modern style. So this house went from a sad little Swiss chalet to a cleaned up contemporary. Before, the front had way too many details. Now it's all stucco and simple style. The old roofline used to make the place look like a lopsided cottage. Now that we've lopped off the bottom, what's left is a simple gable. Much better for this contemporary rancher. The old entryway looked like a dark room you wouldn't want to walk into. Now, there's inviting detail. A cozy rug, and modern art that makes the space feel like an outdoor art gallery. The new brown paint colors help the house sit better in the landscape, and the spruced up planting bed softens the home with